Ladies and gentlemen, the year is almost over, and the conversation surrounding the next Nintendo console is really heating up. I mean, we're all expecting it sometime next year. Me and myself, I'm thinking a fall release, but what if it's coming sooner than that? Like, much sooner. Well, that's what we're going to go over in this video. Let's go and get right into it. So, if you just had to ask me my own opinion, I would say, yeah, maybe like a spring or summer reveal and then a fall release. That just makes the most sense to me, and then we have the holiday 2024 right there, and then everything just works perfectly. But what if Nintendo's planning on launching it in March, like they did the first Switch, and they're going to reveal it next month? Well, that would be definitely something to talk about. Before we get started, make sure you hit a like and subscribe if you could. We're getting very, very close to 6,000 subscribers. I say it all the time, it's not a lot to big YouTubers, but to me it really means the world, so thank you so much for the support. But let's go ahead and get right into this video. So a couple days ago, we talked about how there's OLED screens being manufactured for a next generation Nintendo console. So that's letting us know it might be two consoles, one LCD and one OLED. And one of the interesting things about that is they were saying that these started being manufactured on December 1st. They're definitely not manufacturing OLED screens for the Switch OLED December 1st. These are definitely for the next Nintendo console. And then, me, I don't know how long it takes to manufacture stuff and then start getting it out in stores or to retailers or getting it ready to ship out. I don't know how that works, right? But apparently, this might mean that they're manufacturing these now because they're thinking about launching this thing in a couple of months. I've seen other people talk about this, and it's like, yeah, I mean, that would be cool. That is what Nintendo likes to do, like 7 years. Well, we have a couple leaks from like reliable tech leakers, not even like gaming leakers, like tech people who know the ins and outs of the tech world. The first one we have is this right here. It looks like the Nintendo Switch 2 will be coming out early next year. There will be a lot worth buying in the coming year. And then another tech leaker. Rumored Nintendo Switch 2 launching early next year. Nintendo event in January. Whenever I think about it, I always think, how would I launch this console? Would I do a spring Nintendo Direct, like a March Nintendo Direct, and then talk about games that are coming out and then some other stuff coming out, and at the end be like, oh yeah, there's a Nintendo console? At first, I think that's how it's going to work, but if all you do is talk about some games and maybe some other little events or something, and then at the end you talk about the next Nintendo console, I feel like the presentation doesn't even make sense. Nobody's even going to care about those games. All the news is going to be about the next Nintendo console. And then I'm thinking, how does Xbox and PlayStation announce consoles? Some event where they talk about the next games coming out and then a console? That never happens. That doesn't make any sense. But having their own event for this console, well, that actually makes perfect sense. And now that I'm thinking about it, this is exactly what I would do if I was Nintendo. We have the Game Awards coming, I think tomorrow. Oh yeah, by the way, if you want to watch the Game Awards with me, I'll be streaming it live on YouTube. Let's react to it and watch it together. But we have the Game Awards coming, and then we just had the GTA 6 trailer come. I don't think there's any other big events coming up, at least not off the top of my head. Nintendo is definitely going to want to announce this console when there's no other news coming. January makes perfect sense. It's like start off the year with a bang. Everything is focused around Nintendo. Off the top of my head right now, I cannot think of any major Xbox or PlayStation news for next year. As much as I love my handy dandy little trustworthy Switch, I'm playing this thing less and less every single day. And it's not because I think the console's old or not good anymore. I just have played everything I want to play. I actually have just been playing this little handheld emulator, playing like Super Nintendo and PlayStation 1 games. I'm going back and playing the classics right now. I've done everything I want to do on the Switch. It is time for a new Nintendo console. Another thing that kind of makes this make sense to me is one thing about being a huge public company like Nintendo is you have investors and you have stocks and you have people wondering what's going to happen, how's business going to be this year. I'm not sure exactly when the fiscal year ends for Nintendo. I think 2023 fiscal year ends in 2024, like March. I think, I could be mistaken. So right around that time, investors are going to be wondering, what's going on? What are we doing here? If Nintendo has this event and at least shows us a name, like I would love to see a console. Apparently OLED screens are being manufactured right now for this thing, so I'm sure the console's pretty much done. They just need to add the screens to it. Yeah, if this happens in January and we get a reveal, a name, anything, it's going to set the world on storm. This Switch is super popular now, but you have to remember, this console followed the Wii U, so when the Switch first came out, people weren't sure how it was going to be received. I didn't get a Switch until 2018 because I couldn't afford one at the time. When it was first announced, I lost it. I was freaking out telling everybody I knew around me, like, oh my God, this looks so cool. And you may not believe it, but a lot of people thought this thing was going to fail. They thought it was too gimmicky and too dumb, and I really can't hold that against them because, like I said, we came from the Wii U. But now the Switch is a success, and the whole world has eyes focusing on Nintendo. So this is going to be a massive launch. The biggest launch in Nintendo history. And, yeah, if they do an event with this, it's going to be crazy. Like, if they do an event in January and say pre-orders are live now, I truly can't freaking imagine. This will be the first thing ever in my life. If they're like pre-orders are going live at this time, I'll be sitting here on multiple computers trying to make sure I get one. And it will be me and millions of other people doing the same thing. So if Nintendo announces this thing in January, holy crap, dude. It will be so freaking amazing. I've always thought a fall release, but I've been seeing more and more reports and rumors and leaks pointing to an early launch. And that would be freaking crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about all this? Do you think this thing should launch the beginning of the year? Do you think it would be smarter to launch towards the end of the year for fall and the holidays, so there's, I guess, more stock for everybody who wants it? Or do you just want this thing now? I would seriously love to hear your thoughts and opinions. And remember, if you enjoy gaming news, gaming stories, and Nintendo Switch content, then you're in the right place, so go ahead and hit a like and subscribe. And if you want to join the community, the link's down below to Discord and Instagram. I'd love for you to be a part of it. We're streaming the Game of Year Awards, or whatever the hell they're called, tomorrow night, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. Come hang out on YouTube. But you guys know me. I'll see you soon with a new video. Peace out.